There are two types of diabetes. Type 1 diabetes is when a person's body does not produce insulin. There are 3 different tests that can be used to diagnose diabetes: the fasting plasma glucose test, the A1C test, and the random plasma glucose test. The treatment for type 1 diabetes is oral medication or receiving insulin. Type 2 diabetes differs from type 1 because a person's cells develop insulin immunity. Some of the methods for treating type 2 diabetes are meeting the exercise guidelines of 150 minutes of aerobic exercise per week, reducing calorie intake, and oral medication. Some of the social and economic factors that can contribute to type 2 diabetes are lower levels of education and income, as well as lack of preventative care, depression, and anxiety. Men are at higher risk than women to develop type 2 diabetes. American Indians are most likely to develop type 2 diabetes, whereas non-Hispanic whites are the least likely. Some stigmas associated with diabetes are that the individual has a failure of personal responsibility, poor health, and is also a burden on the healthcare system. People with type 1 diabetes are more likely to feel stigmatized than people with type 2. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention provides initiatives for diabetes by using combinations of scientific evidence, cost-effective, and scalable interventions. The policies for diabetes are the American Diabetes Association, which protect all the information and respect individuals' privacy, and also the expansion of Medicaid, which filled the gaps in the Medicaid eligibility.
A new program that helps take preventative measures against diabetes is Back to the Basics. Back to the Basics is a public nonprofit program made for the low-income individuals in Harrisonburg. This program provides healthy cooking classes. We will also provide tips on how to purchase healthy foods on a budget. Our organization offers coupons, free food, healthy eating tips, guest speakers, and grocery shopping strategies. Our stakeholders are invested in this program because a better you makes for a better community. Our community partners are Dukes with Diabetes, which fund life-changing research for type 1 diabetes, and the JMU Diabetes Prevention Program that helps to delay development of type 2 diabetes. Moreover, Back to the Basics also receives assistance from the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, which specializes in preventative measures for diabetes, and Sentara Medical Center helps diagnose patients with diabetes and navigate their care. Back to the Basics will be funded by Dexcom One Step Ahead Foundation and the Denton Family Foundation. In each class, there will be 7 families. The class will be held at the local churches who have kitchens and cooking supplies. The grant money will go towards the food for classes, which is $200 per class. Volunteer dietitians and chefs will lead the classes. Another organization that is similar to Back to the Basics is Children's Hunger Alliance, but Back to the Basics is offered to families, not just children. Free coupons are given with Back to the Basics. Unlike Children's Hunger Alliance, Back to the Basics will educate others on healthy eating. Ethical and legal implications may include allergy incidents and people providing inaccurate income information.
We will advertise by hanging up flyers around town and having people spread the word.
Now let's get back to the basics.
Created using Powtoon.